A quick story about sovereignty. Uh, Being a sovereign citizen, whatever. It's not a matter of making claims, beating my chest. This is who I am. I'm a patriot. I'm this. I'm that. I'm claiming. I'm claiming. I'm claiming. It's not that at all. In fact, it's merely studying and understanding the system, how it works, understanding the game. It is more or less rigged. It's rigged to not be informative. So you're not supposed to know what you're not supposed to know. But sovereignty is understanding what you are supposed to know, or what you're not supposed to know. Going and reading statutes, codes, case law, annotated statutes. These kinds of things are extremely boring in a very fast-paced world. It doesn't jive. But those of us that have done these things, well, we understand how to play the game. And when I say sovereign citizen, I don't mean, like I say, I don't mean making claims, but rather just the opposite. I want to use a technique that's called conditional acceptance. So I'm going to tell a story of I'm traveling back from Arizona, and I'm coming back into Clownifornia, affectionately known as Clownifornia. And I'm driving through a windy road, and I pass a highway patrolman. He proceeds to request that I pull over using his emergency flashers. Mind you, these are emergency flashers. And he uses them to request that I pull over so he can ask me some questions. Not sure what the emergency is, so I roll down, I crack my window, and I ask him, before he can get a word out, "What's the emergency? May I assist you? How may I assist you?" He doesn't answer my question. We move on past that. He asked me for my driver's license, my insurance, my registration, the normal stuff. Well, that's all fine and dandy. I use what I call conditional acceptance, or what is called conditional acceptance. I say, great, I will give you all those things. I'll give you all those credentials that you've asked for, so long as, pardon me, so long as you provide me with your current government-issued photo ID, signed oath of office, and proof of surety bond, so that we may both be sure that we are safe and secure in this transaction. I didn't know if this guy is an imposter. And so I tell him that. He says, "Oh, well, look, I've got a name tag right here." I said, "Man, I can get those at the pawn shop." He goes, look, I'm driving the black and white vehicle." I said, "Man, I see those in the movies all the time. What is your verified proof that you are who you claim to be and that you are holding the occupation you claim to hold? If you can prove that to me, I will give you your information that you've requested. I will do this." There is no dispute. I didn't dispute. I didn't say, "No, I'm not going to give you something." Rather, just the opposite. I said, "I will give this to you. I will provide this for you, so long as you are who you claim to be." Now, this particular highway patrolman I'm going to guess he's a little younger than me. I'm going to say he's like late 30s, mid to late 30s. Did not know what to do. Obviously, no one's hit him with this. With equity law, the scales of law have to be balanced. If he's asking me for my information, I can ask him for his information. So he didn't know what to do. He goes back to his squad car, comes back a couple minutes later, and proceeds to virtually beg me for my identification. And I just stand on my square. "I will provide it for you. I have it right here. I will provide this for you so long as you provide me with evidence that you are who you claim to be. I'm not going to give my information to an imposter. I just don't know who you are. Who are you?" And I kept asking him this. I genuinely wanted to know. I'm not trying to dodge this transaction. I want to know. Let's get this thing done. You got business? Let's conduct business. So, long story short, this guy couldn't provide any information. So I actually asked him, "So you're driving around here without a driver's license?" And he capitulated. He said, "Yes." I couldn't believe he actually answered that question. Of all the questions that I asked, he answered that one. The most damning question. So anyway, I use conditional acceptance, but I also wasn't being a jerk off. I wasn't being a dick. I wasn't trying. My initial thought was, I don't want to get arrested, yeah, but I don't want to provoke this guy, and I don't want him to go home thinking or losing sleep. I didn't want him to go home thinking about this all night. So I wanted to just stand on my square and just make sure he knows where I am. This is my square. I'm right here. Dude, I'm right here. So I acquiesced his request and I pulled over, but he didn't ever have to detain me or anything. I wasn't detained. So I went on my merry way. He had no choice but to just say bye-bye. So that's what we did. He said, I'm going to issue you a warning, but the warning was on him. You better conduct your business with the correct credentials, dude. And that's just the way it goes. So I was holding my government representative accountable. That's all. That's all that sovereignty is. Merely knowing the rules and holding people accountable. Now, financial logistician, how does this equate to finance? Well, when you don't get screwed by the state that you have yourself create, well, not you, but your predecessors have created, that you have the same power of. When you don't get screwed by the state that you created, you get to keep some of your finances. Imagine that. Hey, I say all the time in these videos that I watch on YouTube that taxes are optional, and they are. When you know what you're doing, taxes are optional. We created the state. We are the potters. The state is the clay. When does the clay have control over the potter? Answer me that one. Anyways, thank you for watching. This is All-Nighter Hider, the financial logistician, and I'll try to have a video for you tomorrow, without losing my head. Thanks for watching.